What is up? It's YORO and welcome to my playthrough of Tsukihime. I'm putting this here because though this is the start of me playing the arc route, this is not the first time I played this game. I've just gone through the CL route. So if you're someone out there on the off chance that you are starting this playthrough blindly, like looking to watch a playthrough of Tsukihime, this is not the part for you to start. If you don't mind not examining the game in the wrong order, like I start with the CL route, which is technically supposed to be done second after the arc route, a bit of an unconventional playthrough, and I recommend you check another Let's Play. But otherwise, I want to thank you for watching. If you want to stick around, again, I openly make references to things that happened in the CL route and spoilers about it, so please, to save yourself if you don't know what I'm talking about, click off. It's totally fine. I want to save your experience if I can, and that's it. So that being said, let's go. Welcome back to more Tsukihime. So we are starting Arc's route. Technically, the starting point of this visual novel, so I do understand ahead of time that this is going to be a lot more fundamental in terms of just understanding things. And yeah, so I'm going to keep everything in mind that I've learned from the CL route, or all the craziness, at least with Roa and Capital Shiki and Arshiki, and what happened at the end there as far as the flashback with the little Shiki, which maybe represent the Shiki before becoming Tono Shiki, like before replacing Capital Shiki, like who Shiki was before that point, and like what that means. So I'm gonna keep that in mind, even if that's not a thing until the Far Side routes. Yeah, pretty cool going into this knowing the things that I do. That's the way I'm kind of looking at it. So that being said, I kind of want to watch the opening again, because it might give me some new perspective. So I'm gonna do that. Suddenly I awaken with the start. The night is pitch black, and no one else is in the house. It's scary being alone in the dark. So to find everyone, I head out into the garden. Our mansion's gardens are vast fields of green, surrounded by a thick, dense forest. The trees blanketing out the light, almost like a massive curtain. Like a stage in a theater somewhere. The curtain of trees opens with a swishing sound. Excitement fills me, anticipating the beginning of the grand play. Excitement fills me. In the distance, I hear the sound of echoes beyond the black curtain of trees. Inside the forest, the sounds of everyone happily playing around. Wait, Shiki, and Akiha playing. The curtain doesn't open yet. Unable to restrain myself, I wander into the darkness of the forest. Wait. Darkness surrounds me, a blackness so deep it's suffocating. Not even the calming rays of the moonlight can reach this deep. The air is cold. Winter's chill so deep my eyes feel like they'll freeze. For a brief moment, I thought I heard someone call my name, so I walk even deeper into the... I thought I heard someone call my name. After passing through the veil of trees, I find everyone waiting for me in the forest clearing. But something is wrong. Everyone is lying on the ground. Everyone is lying on the ground in pieces. Wait. Clearing is bathed in red. I don't understand. That's what I'm saying. A stranger approaches. The look on his face says he wants to rip me apart. I don't understand at all. But someone else, someone I don't know, steps in front of me. Is torn apart in my place. I'm just a kid, so I really don't understand. A splash. Something warm and wet hits my face. It's red. A red liquid, red like a tomato. The person that was torn apart, that person I called Mom, never called my name again. Right, so that's what happened to Mom. I really don't understand. But it is just so cruel. I wanted to cry, I just felt like crying. But wait, warm crimson blurs my vision, seeping into my eyes. But it doesn't bother me at all. The lonely moon floats above me, bearing witness in the night sky. It's strange. Why didn't I realize until now? Such a cold, horrible nightmare. Yes, I didn't realize it. That tonight, the moon is so beautiful. Oh my god. You know what's hilarious about that? I went into that thinking, this is going to answer some questions I had about what exactly is going on here. But it totally doesn't. why was everyone in pieces? So when it said, whoever's perspective this is, it says it heard everyone playing. I was like, okay, Akiha, Shiki, and then Arshiki playing, because that's what we learned, that they played in the clearing, the three of them, before all the shit went down. But they get there, whoever gets there seems like a different kid. It could just be the third one. It could be one of the kids hears the two of them playing and then walks up, right? Okay. Walks up and then sees them in pieces. Mom jumps in front, so Mama Tono jumps in front, gets killed. I can accept that's what happened to her, but fuck, man. I just have more questions. Like, why was everyone in pieces? That's the part that's getting me. Everyone was in pieces. What? Oh my god. I feel like I'm gonna have to go back to this opening after I finish every route. Maybe not after this one, just because this is the first route, so maybe not, but who knows? Who knows? This might tell me something I was supposed to know playing the CL route, but I have this unique perspective going into it, so let's see what arc route tells me, right? That was cool though. Shit, I'm gonna keep that in mind. Because I'm missing pieces. I can't put it together. I'm missing some pieces, and it's fucking frustrating. But it's fine. It's fine, because I'm having a great time. That's fun for me. Anyway, let's start. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I don't want to spend most of this parts like with introductory stuff, so I'm gonna make a cut here. Yeah, I'm gonna make a cut here. I'm gonna not skip this. I'm gonna read through it because I just want to take it all in again and see if there's anything I can notice, and then I'm gonna cut right back to the first choice, and then we're gonna take it from there, and we're gonna go through. Okay, so see you there. Oh my god, the name of the first the first day is Inversion Impulse. Fuck me, dude. I know what that means now. Oh my gosh. Shout out to the Tonos. And there's more secrets there to be revealed, clearly. Jeez, dude. God damn it. Okay. Alright, moving on. Oh man, the sound of the hammer. Here we go. Playing clink clong, a half rhythmical ringing comes from one corner of the courtyard. What is that? Homeroom begins in less than 10 minutes. I don't have time to stop and find out, but I am pretty curious. Right now... See how I love you. That being said... I arrive in class earlier than usual. Phew, I walk to my desk next to the window. Good morning, Tono-kun. An unfamiliar voice greets... Oh, never mind. Eh? I turn around, confused. Oh... Wait, are you the girl that goes missing? Or you are, Mitsuzuri? Tono-kun, the teacher was looking for you. He said he wanted to talk to you about your house. My home? Must be about me moving. I should have finished the formalities yesterday. Perhaps there's something I forgot to do. The girl doesn't move, but stands there looking at me. Oh, by the way, before I continue on, going through the Aoko scene again was really great, man. She really set him up, like, beyond, like, just giving him the Mystic Eye Killer glasses so that, you know, he wouldn't go crazy. Just, like, solidifying, like, clearing his doubts, like, him thinking, I can't do this, like, I need you, Sensei. Like, no, like, you know, your power, it doesn't, being so great inherently doesn't make you evil. It's about your heart. Like, the hearts of those who wield great power is what matters, and it's ultimately your choice. Like, you shouldn't take lives lightly. You shouldn't use your powers so whimsically. But at the same time, if you choose to use your power, that's your power. It's what you have. It's something unique. Like, people aren't given powers for no reason. Like, you're probably gonna need them one day. But yeah, just it was really great. You know, just really instilling in him, like, kind of the values that kind of carry him forward probably through all the routes, man. So shout out to Aoko Aozaki. I can't wait until I'm able to experience her story. The girl doesn't move, but stands there looking at me. Good morning, Yumizuka. That's right, that's her name, Yumizuka. Because, yeah, I was reminded about her in the comments, and I was like, oh, right. I totally forgot about her. I'm sorry. Yeah. Maybe we'll get more about her. Yeah, good morning, Tono-kun. Looks like you remember my name. Looks like I do. Sighing with relief, Yumizuka Satsuki gives a faint smile. I can remember the names of my own classmates, you know. It's just that I haven't spoken to you much. That's exactly what happened. I haven't spoken to her much. Yeah, I was a little nervous about talking to you. Yumizuka smiles again. He seems happy about something. Huh. Yumizuka continues to stare at me as if she wants to say something else. To be honest, I don't know her that well. Although we're in the same class, I can count the times we've spoken. But Yumizuka Satsuki is the center of attention. She's often the topic of conversation among the boys, and there aren't any bad rumors about her among the girls. In short, she's your typical class idol. Naturally, she's always surrounded by a crowd. She's the complete opposite of a loner like me. While I might be able to remember the name Yumizuka Satsuki, there's no reason for her to remember the name Tono Shiki. Oh, she's our Tosaka. It seems like some bothersome coincidences are at work today. Even her hair is a little Tosaka-ish. Tono-kun, can I ask you a question? If I can answer, you can ask as many as you want. Sorry if it's something personal, but you said you're moving. Are you going to move somewhere far away? Her voice trails off as if it's hard for her to ask. Interesting. She clasps her hands to stop fidgeting. I know it's sudden, but will you be transferring somewhere? No. I'm changing my residence, but not my school. My new house is still in this town anyway, so it's no big deal. Oh, that's good. Yumizuka sighs with relief. Oh, does she have a thing for the Shikster? How odd. Yeah. Why would something like me moving cause that kind of reaction? But are you going to leave the Arimas? Yeah. I enjoyed living with them, but I can't leech off them forever. Huh? How does Yumizuka know that? No one at the school should know I was living with the Arimas except for a certain guy, yeah. Hey, Tono-kun. What's up, Tono? A carefree loud voice rings out from the classroom doorway. So I was, yeah. As if on cue, the guy who's been my friend since middle school appears. Hey, if it isn't Yumizuka. It's not often I see you talking to Tono. Morning, Inui-kun. Yumizuka looks away with an unenthusiastic reply. I guess she isn't the type who'd respond well to a guy like him. Tono's picking up chicks? What the hell's going on? I thought you weren't interested in him. Adehiko exclaims his joke loudly. You moron, stop spreading lies. I'm a normal guy. Of course I'm interested in girls. Relax, Shiki. Is that right? Good for you, man. Still, these days, girls find it more amusing if you have a weird sex drive. It's like, what the fuck is he talking about? But to only find it amusing and it won't go any farther. His bottomless, cheerful laughter echoes throughout the morning classroom. I let out another sigh. I once again wonder, like I have many times before, how I ended up knowing this person. His hair dyed orange, ears pierced, his vicious glare that shouts he will pick a fight with anyone, anytime, and is wearing of rebellious clothes. Inui Adehiko is the only free-spirited outlaw in our university-oriented high school. Do you have to be so loud this early in the morning? I'm depressed about all sorts of stuff, so stay away from me today, okay? I wave my hands to shoo him away. Jeez, dude. Why does everyone, like, just dismiss Inui-kun? I don't know, man. Like, yeah, he's loud, he's probably annoying, but I don't know, man. Seems like a good friend. Depressed? What's wrong, man? Is it that time of the... Oh, okay, never mind. Fuck this guy. This guy's a dick. Wait, I take that back. Rather than just for today, stay away from me for the rest of my life. My depression will only get worse with you around. Ignoring Adehiko, I head back to my own desk. Stopping my bag and taking a seat, I stretch my back. Hey, you can't just ignore other people like that, Toto. You're gonna hurt people with that careless attitude of yours. Thank you for your foreshadowing, but I'm fine. Oh, that's news to me. Isn't there some way I can kill them instead? Oh. If you can tell me how, I'll repay you by trying it out on you. Haha. Haha. That's code, man. Aren't you just a little nastier than usual this morning? Didn't I tell you I'm depressed? Other people's side, I'm certainly not showing any kindness to you. Adehiko sighs. Why are you only mean to me, Tono? You're like a saint to everyone else. It's not fair. Would you just figure that out? The world's unfair. You really are only mean to me. Adehiko gives another exaggerated sigh. I didn't try particularly hard to be cold to Adehiko. That's just the kind of relationship we have. So Adehiko, what's a chronically late night owl who never shows up until second period doing here in homeroom? It's just a little... No, it's very odd. I was thinking that too. Alright, so this is, I mean, this is cool and everything, but I wonder if, cause like all the time, like after you meet Xiao and she takes interest in Shiki, like we're always hanging out with Inui and Xiao. And that's like the thing for the rest of the game. Every time we're in class, it's Inui and Xiao. Is she gonna come this time or is she not going to? Maybe we'll have focus on Satsuki this time. I don't know. Yumizuka. I wonder how that changes things. It's being done school time for having to wake up early. Well, I won't comment on your hobbies. What I'm asking is why you woke up early. Why I woke up early? I guess it's because I can't stay out late since all that fuss started, so I actually go to sleep at night now, You've heard the stories about a serial killer, haven't you? I see. Come to think of it, I did hear something like that. I feel a tinge of regret at needing Arihiko to remind me. For the past 2 or 3 days, I had been debating whether or not to return to the Tono household, so I completely lost touch with the news. What was that again? They've given it some really nasty name, like the freakish serial killings or something? There's more to it. So far, all the victims have been young girls. The 8th victim was only 2 days ago. And to top it all off, they were all— wait, what happened to them again? Arihiko tilts his head in contemplation. I'm an idiot for asking him. Yeah, I remember now. All the victims were cut up into pieces and arranged in a pattern or something. Yikes. No, Inui-kun. Cause yeah, weren't they just— they identified the bite marks on their necks, right? No, Inui-kun. Everyone who was killed lost a lot of blood. Oh yeah, that was it. They said it's some kind of modern day vampire or something. Cause yeah, they're calling it the vampire or something. You sure know a lot about this, Yumizuka-san. Not really. It's happening in this town, so it's in the news. You'd remember it even if you didn't want to. See, cause yeah, we had this conversation before, but Xiao was here. I'm pretty sure. I see. Thought it was happening in a neighboring town, but I guess it moved down here. Well, anyway, that's what happened. Even I wouldn't be going on the streets at night with a killer walking around. That's why I've been waking up at 7 lately. What, that's it? Having a good reason doesn't make a good story. Where's the fun in that? Man, you're cold. Shiki's a bit of an asshole too. I guess, you know, that's their friendship, man. Sometimes you're a dick to your friends. Man, you're cold. What, did you collapse from anemia already this morning? Whoa, alright, you're taking it a little too personal there, buddy. I'm alright, thanks for asking. If I was anemic 24 hours a day, I'd be dead by now. Yeah, you're right. You say you're okay, then I guess you're okay. I guess he was genuinely asking, but yeah. And the bell rings, interrupting our conversation. Hey, class is about to begin. Hurry up and get back to your seat. With a yeah, Arihiko goes back to his seat. See you later, Tono-kun. I guess we will. Yeah. Sorry for keeping you, Yumizuka-san. Huh. Her light footsteps tap across the floor as she returns to her desk. I could be misremembering, like maybe we did speak with Yumizuka at the beginning of the Xiao route, but again, that was a long time ago, so I totally forgot about her, unfortunately. Second period is over. Our homeroom teacher, who's also our math teacher, calls out to me as he leaves. Tono, got a little Arihiko there. Tono, your documents are missing some details. Please go visit the office. It shouldn't take long, so I'll head to the office before the third period starts. The office is on the 3rd floor. The second year classroom is on the 3rd floor, but I can make it back before third period starts if I run. I run. Run. And run. And run. The impact floors me with a thud. My head hits something and the world swims before my eyes. Ow. I hear a voice nearby. It's a woman's voice I've never heard before. It looks like I ran into someone. I'm sorry, are you alright? I still can't see my surroundings too well, but I apologize to the person I hit. Yes, I'm alright. How about you? I already know who this is. Are you okay? There's no trace of accusation in that gentle voice. I don't know who she is, but it seems like she's worried about me. Yeah, I'm also okay. I shake my head and stand up. Finally, I can see clearly. Are you really alright? Your forehead is swelling up. Eh? I feel a prickle of pain when I try to touch it with my hand. Just like she said, I'm developing a magnificent lump. I'm so sorry. I was not paying attention to where I was going. Your forehead must really hurt, right? The female student gazes apologetically at my face. From the formal way she spoke, I assumed she was a first year, but from the color of her ribbon, I can see she's a third year. In other words, my senpai. And so it begins. No, it's fine, really. I'm the one at fault. Sorry for bumping into you, senpai. I lower my head in a bow.
Ah, come to think of it, you're right. You shouldn't be running down the hallways, you know? There are people like me spaced out while looking down at the courtyard.
Yes, I'll be more careful. Are you alright, senpai?
Yes, I only fell. It's because you ran into the wall while trying to avoid hitting me, Tono-kun.
Oh, gotta love Tono. Really? No wonder I'm seeing stars, yeah. I was concerned. He's like, I can't see anything yet, but I can hear a voice. Like, that's concerning, dude. I'm lucky to get off with just a bump after running into a wall at that speed. Sorry about that, but spacing out in the hallway is also dangerous, senpai.
Yes, I'll be more careful.
Senpai smiles and nods. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure I can make some CL choices and still be on the arc route if I have more points in her favor, but I don't even want to, like... I don't even want to, like, give that any, like, energy, because it's gonna hurt too much, man. I just don't... I don't want to be around CL too much in this route, because I know it's not going to be any salvation for her. It's an honest smile.
Excuse me, I'd best be going.
Beating the dust off my pants, I began walking towards the office. Oh, that was Shiki, okay. But the older student continues to watch me through her glasses. Wait, just who is she? I was distracted because I ran into her, but come to think of it, she's beautiful. If she's this beautiful, the male students would be talking about a third-year beauty wearing glasses. I'm going now. You should go back to your classroom too, senpai. If you're in any pain, please come to my classroom. I'm Tono from second year, third class. I'll take responsibility. Oh, wow. She nods. Even though she's older than me, it's like dealing with someone younger.
Alright. If anything happens, I'll come to your classroom at lunchtime. Remember, Shiki-kun, you mustn't run in the hallways.
Okay, but you shouldn't space out in hallways either, senpai. With that, I wave my hand and leave. Wait, Shiki-kun? I haven't told her my first name. Come to think of it, did she use my name earlier too? Huh? Have I met you before, senpai?
Eh?
Senpai cries out in surprise and mischievously puts on a depressed face.
You're terrible, Tono-kun. You forgotten about me?
Forgotten? No, I didn't think so. If I ever got myself involved with a beautiful woman like her, there'd be no way I forget. She looks up at me reproachfully. Those eyes, I'm sure I remember from somewhere, don't I? This is my headcanon. I know it's not true at all, but it's like Shiki remembers from when we played her out. No, but you know, that's my little headcanon. That's why it makes this a little bit more cute and painful. I remember from somewhere, don't I? Come to think of it, we exchanged greetings once or twice before, didn't we? Seo Senpai, right? I say her name apprehensively. I know it's more so the suggestion that she's using. It's like, oh, you know me, right? Like, yes, I know you.
Yes, and I'm glad you remember. You seem the type to space out and forget, Tono-kun.
I don't think I space out, but there's nothing I can do about the fact that I forgot. Well then, goodbye. Let's meet again at lunchtime. Seo Senpai bows again. I watch her walk down the hallway. Alright, I guess that's how she implements herself into the story once again. Or rather, it was fate. It's lunchtime. Now then, where should I eat lunch? I will go eat in the cafeteria. Almost all the seats in the cafeteria are taken. Because I spaced out in the hallway, empty seats are pretty much non-existent at this point. Aren't there any empty seats? I cast my gaze over the crowded cafeteria. There shouldn't be any spare seats this late, but I decided to check the tables out anyway. I'm surprised, no, I'm astounded. They are plain as day as a table with not 2, not even 3, but 4 unoccupied seats. There are 2 students sitting at the table, and it seems like one of them noticed me during my efforts to locate his seat. Of course. Yo, Tono! Student vigorously waving his hand is my dear classmate with the dyed orange hair. My head hurts, but there isn't anywhere else to sit, so I have no choice but to return the wave and walk towards the table where my friend is sitting. An unexpected person is sitting at the table with him. Huh, Xiao-senpai?
If it isn't Tono-kun.
We point at each other simultaneously. It's like the Spider-Man meme. Yo, Tono, hey wait, senpai, do you know Tono?
Yes, I've met him once today already. We bumped into each other with a bang today, didn't we, Tono-kun?
Yeah, sorry about that. I lower my head in apology.
Not at all. I'm also sorry for spacing out like that. You're a serious person, aren't you, Tono-kun?
Serious? No, not really. Smiling senpai gives a satisfied nod. He's honest and kind. And Aoko said, like, as long as you remain that, like, I'm not telling you to be a saint, but just, you know, be you. Or should I say this, senpai has a unique atmosphere around her. Yes, she does.
But it's sure surprising that Tono-kun and Inui-kun know each other. Could it be that you two are in the same class?
That's right. Me and Tono are more than casual acquaintances. We've been in the same class since our first year, and we've been inseparable best friends since middle school. Our best friend strikes the table with a bang for emphasis. Is it just me, or is he more hyper than usual? Yeah, because Ciel's here. Come on, best friend, sit down. If you just keep standing there vacantly, your chikara udon is going to go stale. Hurry up and sit down and let me hear all about how you got to know senpai. Arihiko slaps my back cheerfully. While I really have no story like Arihiko might be hoping for, there are no other seats available. Reluctantly, I take a seat next to him. It seems Arihiko is close with senpai. In contrast with me, who's only met her a few times, he's able to talk to her quite casually. By the way, senpai, you said you ran into Tono. What happened?
Yes, I bumped into Tono-kun between classes. I wasn't hurt, but Tono-kun bumped his head.
I would have thought Tono would do something as clumsy as that. This guy may look spaced out, but he's actually an unbelievably sharp guy. He doesn't like to depend on others, and he hates causing trouble for others.
I also got that impression. He was only concerned about me when we ran into each other, and he apologized to me just now, too.
See? That's the kind of guy he is, so he doesn't make those kind of mistakes. Could it be that your anemia was acting up again? Arihiko's voice shows this serious concern for my physical health. Yeah, he's genuinely concerned there. Plus they've been friends for so long that of course they're going to be assholes to each other. That's just how those kind of friendships are. No, it's not that. I was running to the office to deal with some details for me moving. That's when I ran into senpai. Really? Well, I thought you became careless because you're depressed over the move. Arihiko folds his arms and nods to himself in agreement. And then...
Tono-kun, are you changing schools?
Senpai exclaims almost hysterically. I'm not changing schools, senpai. I'm just changing my place of residence, so I filed the paperwork for a change of address.
Yeah, so that means you're going to be living alone?
No, I'm just going back to my real home. It's that fancy place on top of the hill. I still can't quite believe it yet.
Oh, could that possibly be the Tono-san mansion?
Senpai asks with some hesitation. The western-style house on top of the hill is probably seen as something special to the residents of this town. I haven't been there for 8 years, but even in my memories, the Tono mansion was ridiculously large. Yeah, that's right. I don't think it's the right place for me either, but it's too late now that I'm done moving. You don't seem too happy about it. It's not a particularly good or bad thing. I don't really understand it myself. Well, even if it is your house, it's been 8 years, right? I can understand if you're feeling restless. It'll probably feel like someone else's house for a while. I wonder if that's so. I haven't gone back yet, so I don't know. Well, I'm a bit relaxed, since I've always got a refuge at your place. Listen, you, I'm not impressed with how you come to stay at my house every time something bad happens. See, yeah, they're good friends. They're just sticks to each other, as friends are. I like your personality trait of not standing out, but I've hated how you're always too reserved for a long time now. Arihiko strikes the table with a bang again. Well, everything Arihiko said is true, so there's no way to fight back.
Inui-kun, does Tono-kun really stay at your house that often?
Yeah, he does. The damn Tono is too reserved towards his parents, and he would come to my place every long vacation. He's reserved towards them because they're taking care of him. That's why he comes over to my place where we conveniently have an empty room. Because he looks pretty decent, my sister took a liking to him, and he shamelessly comes to stay with us without paying a cent. Interesting detail there. Arihiko's fist trembles as if to say, unforgivable.
Taking care of Tono-kun?
Arihiko clamps a hand over his mouth. Sorry, I should have thought before I spoke. It's okay, you didn't say anything bad. I continued to eat my chikara udon without looking at Arihiko. Really? Yeah, you're right. If you complain about that, you'll be in for some punishment. Arihiko nods to himself in agreement. This overwhelming optimism is something I am truly envious of.
Tono-kun, did you not get along with your previous family?
No, that's not it. This guy had no problem with the Arimas. Well, the Arimas were the family who took care of him. They're really nice people, and from what I could see, they're a happy family. Even so, he refused to be their adopted child, and he escaped to my place every vacation. This is weird, man, because I'm like... It's funny, because they say he didn't want to be their adopted child, but who is Shiki's family? Wouldn't it be weird, like a weird twist of events if the Arimas were his actual family? And like, Shiki's father just let him go back to them? Like, just let him stay with them? Because he didn't want to keep Shiki around after what happened. Even though he made him to be like the replacement, like Tono. Like to replace Tono Shiki. So what did Shiki's father see in him that made him send him away, right? There's more to the Tonos, and there's more to like what Akiha is probably going through in her like quote unquote personal training, or just the way she was raised, because the whole inversion impulse thing is crazy enough on its own that they could just go berserk and just... Fuck's sake, man. There's more to it, and there's definitely more that Akiha knows that we're gonna learn about in her route, but yeah, it's interesting to think about. Sheesh, just what were you not satisfied with anyway? There's nothing I wasn't satisfied with, it's just that I've received so much from them already, I didn't want to be a further burden on them. Senpai drops her shoulders and falls silent. It looks like she's sorry for asking about my family situation. It's okay, Senpai. Sorry for making you listen to something so boring.
Eh, not at all. I'm sorry for asking you something so strange, too.
Senpai forces herself to look cheerful. The topic might be fine for a longtime friend like Arihiko, but a complex matter like this would only have been troublesome for Senpai. And to prove my point, Senpai sits there uneasily. Listen, Senpai.
I finished eating, so I'll be leaving now. I'm really sorry.
Gosh, everything just has a new undertone now, knowing like about Ciel's past. Oh boy. Senpai lowers her head in a quick bow and leaves her seat, especially knowing like why she's here, right? Like it's no coincidence that she's here, that a student, you know, would be like Roa, right? It just has a whole other context of why she takes an interest and like how long she's known. Oh man. Because like she knows the criteria for Roa picking a family to reincarnate into. And the only one that fits the bill here is the Tonos. Like that's why she's here. So pretty insane. Oh boy. And it's like Shiki just kind of fell in her lap there, running in the hallway.
I finished eating, so I'll be leaving now. I'm really sorry.
Senpai lowers her head in a quick bow and leaves her seat. It's almost like she just realized it there. Only me and Arihiko remain at the table. Sorry, you were finally able to eat with just the two of you, but I got in the way. Don't worry about it. That was my fault for not paying attention. I thought it was bad for Senpai, actually. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Arihiko slurps away at his udon. It looks like it's gotten cold while we were talking. Well, that was convenient for us anyway. Got something to talk to you about in private, so it was lucky that Senpai left first. What's wrong? Getting all serious all of a sudden. I'll tell you now, I don't have any money. From today onwards, I'm going to be living life as a penniless youth. It's not that, damn it. What I want to know is this. What's really going on with you, Tono? What do you mean? You've been at the Arimas since primary school, right? I don't know why, but it's been 8 years already. Your dad has basically disinherited you. Why is he calling you back all of a sudden? I see. In his own way, he is worried about me. He didn't disinherit me. He just kicked me out of the house for some reason. Tono-kun, if there ever is a house that kicks a child out of their house for some reason, that's not a tragedy, it's a comedy. Oh, it's a party joke, but it's so boring, it's not funny. Arihiko spreads his arms and shrugs. Indeed, kicked him out for some reason. Like, I'm aware of the whole, like, life force thing between Shiki, Roa, and then our Shiki, right? But why? Anyway, yeah, I guess you're right. If you get kicked out of the house, all you can really do is laugh. And then he said some cliche line like, never step foot in this house again, or something, right? That's what people would call disinheritance. Come to think of it, I've never heard why you were disinherited. Who knows? That's something I'd like to know too. Well, if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. Grabbing his bowl with both hands, Arihiko drains his cold udon soup. Lunchtime is short. Following Arihiko, I decide to quickly eat my own chikara udon. You have already viewed this scene? Huh, okay. Let me see what this is. I might, if it's like, you know, because I don't want to spend too much on redundant stuff, but at the same time, it's cool for me to view it through the lens of like, well, I know some truth about things. Maybe I'll get a different perspective. But depending or not, I may make a cut here. So we'll see. The last class of the day ends. I don't feel like going to the mansion right away, so I just blankly stare out of the window overlooking the school grounds. The classroom is dyed orange by the sunset. It's like red watercolor paint and it hurts my eyes. I don't like red. It feels like it soaks deep into the back of my eyes and I want to throw up. Actually, yeah, because I'm pretty sure there's a choice here, right? So let me... Yeah, I'm probably not going to cut this out. Seems I'm weak against things that resemble blood. No, I should say I'm weak against blood itself. 8 years ago, I had a near-death experience. Yes, you did. I was in an accident where I was injured in the chest and I teetered between life and death for days. I should have died instantly. But miraculously, I survived. Maybe it's because of the great medical treatment. However, the injuries were so severe that I don't even remember that accident. 8 years ago when I was a child, I felt a thud pass right through the middle of my chest and I passed out. When I woke up, I was in a hospital bed. All I could remember afterwards was the pain and the cold. I don't remember much of the accident, but even today, the scar on my chest remains. I guess numerous fragments of glass pierced my chest, leaving burn-like scars there and in my back. Actually, I was quite surprised at being saved. Ever since then, I frequently collapse from anemia-like dizziness and cause a lot of trouble for others, yeah. And we know the whole thing behind the anemia-like thing, too. Ah, it's crazy, man. And, like, the wound, like, reopens. Like, the wound is, like, very tied to the memory and to, like, that going on there. It's almost like the wound is, like, where the life force is being shared. It's like, that's the wound is the connection. It's weird. Maybe that's why my old man believed I was unfit to be heir to the Tono household and entrusted me to our relatives. The wound on my chest, huh? Huge scar in the middle of my chest, hidden from view by my uniform. Now that I think about it, after that accident when I started to see those lines. I'm able to forget them thanks to the glasses that Sensei gave me. But I think I would have completely gone mad if I never met her. I think so too, buddy. I would hope not, but yeah. Keiko-san, the person who had been my mother up until now, said when I left that the Tono household wasn't normal. No problem. Not a normal person myself. It's almost like she knew but didn't want to like really say. Or maybe if she's a normal person being like there's something about them, or maybe she just knew something that she couldn't tell Shiki. Yeah, but basically yes, they're not normal. Adjusting my crooked glasses, I pick up my bag. I can't stay in the classroom forever. Now then. Okay. So, I guess I'll just head back to the mansion. I guess I might as well start my saves. Start from the top. Let's go back. I'm basically just doing the stuff I didn't do before, which I assume leads to Arc. Oh boy. I don't have anything to do, so I hurry up and leave school. Come to think of it, I hadn't left the school by the main entrance since the entrance ceremony. I guess this will be the way to and from school from now on since I live in the mansion. Leaving from the main gate, I come to the intersection that leads to the residential district. This is the point at which the paths to the city and the residential district where the mansion is part... Oh, it's Tono-kun. Huh, so we are gonna see quite a bit more of her. Wow, they just straight up don't see more of her if you go Ciel. Oh, it's Tono-kun. Suddenly, I run into Yumizuka. Hey, it's Yumizuka-san. Yumizuka-san looked at me bewildered. Yumizuka-san? Is there something on my face? I was wondering what you were doing here, Tono-kun. Isn't your house in the other direction? Well, it was until yesterday, but I'm living somewhere else starting today. From now on, I'll be living at the place at the end of that residential district on top of the hill. Ah, so that's what you were talking about this morning. Yumizuka claps her fist and hand together in understanding. Well, all flattery aside, that gesture seems incredibly cute. Like, oh yeah, like I know that gesture. That's right, I guess there's no point hiding it from you since you already know. I'm leaving my guardians, the Arimas, and going back to my real house today. Oh man. Fuck, I can't stop thinking about Ciel, man, and just thinking about all the things, like how she already knew Shiki's name because she was already, like, suspicious, and, you know, the whole suggestion thing of, like, oh yeah, I must have known her from before. Like, not really knowing the whole deal there. Like, oh, dude. And then we have Yumizuka here, like, we're getting a whole different, like, more of this character. I wonder, like, is she gonna play like a bigger role than I'm expecting? I don't know.
Your real house, you mean the Tono-san mansion?
Yeah, I don't think it really suits me either.
You see, you're really a prince on top of a hill after all. It was a secret only Inui-kun and I knew, but now I guess everyone's going to find out.
Huh. With a faint smile, Yumizuka casts her gaze into the distance. She looks out at the horizon as if looking at the Tona mansion off in the distance on top of the hill.
Will you be alright? Even if it is your house, you've been away for 8 years, right? Aren't you afraid or worried?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of uneasy. I never liked that mansion to begin with, and now it's going to feel like someone else's house too. But still, I can't lead a carefree life on my own and leave my sister Akiha there all by herself. No matter how uneasy I am, I have to return to the mansion. In the end, it's still my home. I'm thinking of something crazy right now, dude. Like, this is actually crazy. So hear me out. But don't, because this is dumb. Wouldn't it be weird if Shiki and this girl were actually siblings? It's like, because I'm asking, like, what is, because I know what happens to this girl, right? Like, she becomes a victim to what's going on. But, I don't know. Random thought, because Shiki doesn't remember anything about his life before. Like, he doesn't even remember the accident, let alone what his life was like before. Like later he was just brainwashed into thinking he was Tono Shiki, and that's it. We don't know anything about the kid. You know, we saw at the end of CL Route who was talking to him. Very, very profoundly, actually. Like, that piece of him within him, right? It's kind of lost. He doesn't fully realize or remember, but I don't know. We'll see. In the end, it's still my home. I think it's only natural for me to go back.
I see. Sorry for stopping you, Tono-kun. You must be in a hurry, right?
No, not really. We're just having a stroll on the way home. And also part of me, like, thinking the whole sibling thing is maybe, like, Nasu used the whole siblings that you don't know are siblings, like in Fate Stay Night, right? Could be that thing again, I don't know.
I see.
For some reason, Yumizuka looks downcast and falls silent. What's wrong, Yumizuka-san? Are you feeling sick? I ask her. She continues to stare downwards without raising her head. I can't just leave her there, so I continue to stand there looking at her. And then... Yeah, what?
I'm going home along the same way as you until we reach the hill.
Really? Then let's go together for part of the way.
Eh?
Mizuka's eyes widen and she stands there stiffly for a moment.
Yeah, you're right. We're going back the same way, so it wouldn't be strange for us to go together for part of the way, right?
She says this all with an excessively cheerful voice and comes right beside me. Just at the right time, too. I'm not too familiar with the streets. I'm not too familiar with the streets around here, so would you mind guiding me?
Sure. Then let's go down this street. It's a back street that leads all the way to the street on the hill.
I walk home while chatting with Yumizuka. Talking to Yumizuka isn't anything particularly special, but it is enjoyable in a peaceful kind of way. Yumizuka Satsuki has a gentle air about her, and I feel safe when I'm with her. Oh man, I don't know. I'm just thinking it's a dumb thought, but I don't know. Maybe they just have a really naturally good rapport. We'll see. While we are talking, Yumizuka suddenly laughs as if she had remembered something. What is it all of a sudden? Did I say something funny?
No, that's not it. It's just that starting tomorrow, I'll be taking the same route to school as you.
She laughs, looking truly happy. That honest, smiling face is enough to also make me happy as I watch her. I didn't realize it up until now. Even putting her looks and mannerisms aside, Yumizuka Satsuki is kind of cute. Ah, okay. I'm slowly beginning to understand why the boys in our class have been so worked up over her for so long now. Conversation ceases. And as far as I know, there's no Yumizuka route, so this might be a thing like justice for Yumizuka, or why isn't there a Mitsuzuri route? It might be that kind of thing, right? I'm simply fascinated by Yumizuka's smile, and the two of us fall silent. Without saying anything, we walk towards the residential district in the sunset. Suddenly...
Hey, do you remember what happened during the winter vacation of your second year of middle school?
Whoa. Yumizuka murmurs. I tilt my head to one side. The winter vacation of the second year of middle school was when I had applied to stay for extra lessons at school because I felt bad about staying at the Arimas. I remember it well enough, but I still don't remember why she had asked me about it.
Just as I thought. Someone like Tono-kun would never have remembered.
Disappointed Yumizuka's shoulders droop.
There were 2 sports sheds at our middle school, remember?
One was a new shed used by the big clubs, and the other one was an old one used by the smaller clubs like badminton. The old shed had a certain problem where the alignment of the door was bad, so there were often times when it wouldn't open. Old shed, that little concrete building at the back of the gymnasium? Wait, what? Huh. A new shed and the old one. Ah, that shed. The one which they stopped using after some students got trapped inside.
Yeah, that's the one. Students were second years from the badminton club.
Ah, yes, something like that did happen. It was early in the new year on a cold winter's day. The first 3 days of the new year having passed, I had applied for extra lessons and requested to stay behind at school and help out because I felt bad about staying at the Arimas. Really? Huh. But even that was only until 5 in the evening. It had become dark and I was forced out of the classrooms as all the teachers were going home. Middle of winter. Even if it was only 5, the surroundings really had darkened. The weather report had predicted snow for that day and the cold was extra harsh. And so, just when I had decided to head straight home for the day, I heard a banging sound from the old shed and I went to check things out. Is anyone in there? I asked and I heard the voices of several female students in reply from inside the shed. What the hell? So I wonder if she was trapped in there and Shiki's the one who saved them. I wonder if he opened it, cutting it with his eyes. They had been trapped in there for 2 hours. While packing up the club equipment, they had closed the door because of the cold and now it wouldn't open it again. Okay, so they were all in club and that's how they got trapped. Alright. They couldn't open the door no matter what and wanted me to call one of the teachers for help. But the teachers had all gone home. Even if I were to call them now on the phone, it'd at least take another hour. The cold on that day was truly terrible. And the kind of cold that should have prompted snow, I thought it would be cruel to leave those girls stuck in the shed wearing only their PE uniforms for another hour. After some hesitation and confirming that no one else was around, I took off my glasses and cut the line on the shed door. Dude, this is like just a little, like, just microcosm of what Shiki is like. Like the right reason to use his eyes. The door opened and about 5 female students, eyes red from crying, poured out. You might ask how he did it. Come to think of it, there was something like that. I'm surprised you know about it. The captain of the badminton club who had been trapped had told me this has to do with the club's survival, so don't tell anyone else. It was almost like she was threatening me.
Oh, Tono-kun, you had no interest in knowing who was trapped inside there, did you?
Listen,
I was one of those badminton club members, of course.
Yumizuka sounds like she's pouting. So in other words...
I still remember it well. When I think about it now, it was only being trapped inside a shed, but at the time, it was cold and dark, and I was really worried.
That's a scary thing, dude. I hate being trapped somewhere. I hate being restrained, too.
Everyone thought we were going to freeze to death like that. My stomach was growling from hunger, too. I was just about to collapse.
That must have been rough. I can't really empathize with her, so I give a half-hearted response. Unconcerned, Yumizuka continues her recollections, bringing up old events anew.
Just when everyone was trembling, you came along and asked, "Is anyone in there?" in your usual unexcited voice. Then the captain got angry and shouted, "Can't you tell just by looking? Do you remember?"
Yeah, I remember. There was a loud bang when she threw a bat at the door. I was really surprised.
That's right, Yumizuka says, laughing. When we heard all the teachers had gone home, we really lost all hope. We couldn't stand being there for even a minute longer, and we had to face the prospect of being trapped until the next day. Just when we were thinking about how miserable the world was, you knocked on the door and said, "I might be able to open the door if you can keep it a secret."
Yeah. Then I heard another bang and someone said if it opened that easily, we wouldn't be suffering in here. She was really angry.
Yeah, the captain felt responsible for us getting trapped, so she didn't have much patience to spare. But soon after that, the door opened. Everyone was happy that the captain's knocking with the bat must have worked and ran outside, but I was watching you standing by the door.
Yumizuka looks at me warmly. But that only troubles me. To me it meant nothing, so I can't really appreciate her gratitude.
I was crying really hard at that time.
Shiki's response is interesting. My eyes just felt like they were swelling up and they looked terrible.
What do you think you said when you saw me like that?
I don't know. What did I say?
I really don't remember, so I ask as if it were something someone else had done. Despite this, YUMIZUKA still looks at me happily. Put your hand on my head and said, "Hurry up and go home and eat some ozoni." I was a little embarrassed because I was trembling so much from the cold. I knit my brows. I don't know what I meant back then. I think you meant for me to warm up my body by having some ozoni. I see. Am I pronouncing that wrong? Ozoni? Because I assume... You know. I see. It was right after New Year's after all. It does sound like the stupid kind of thing I would say. Now that it's put to me like this, I regret not having picked something better to say. Back then I thought there are plenty of reliable people at school, but if I ever really need to be saved, it will be someone like Tono-kun who saves me. Oh god. I don't remember. Did we ever find out what happened to her in CL route? Did they say she ended up okay? No, because she was a victim, right? So she had her blood drained. Fuck. Did she end up as a fucking dead apostle? So I swear, like, we just didn't hear anything about her from the rest of the route. Like, we know there was a girl who came in the park and just got killed by Nero. Who came up. What if it was her, dude? Can you imagine? Fuck, man. Oh, that's a sad thing about the CL route, dude. I wonder if we save her in this one, though. This seems like foreshadowing to maybe saving her later. Be like, no, Ark, we have to save her. Well, this is so sweet, dude. Oh, man, this is like a character I just never really considered that there'd be this much about. You're exaggerating. Look, it's like how a baby chick thinks the first human it sees is its mother. I just happened to help you. That's not true. Ever since then, I really believe that you'd come and help me no matter what the problem was. Your expression is quite resolute. You're giving me too much credit, YUMIZUKA-san. It's not that I'm not that reliable of a person. It's alright. That's what I believe, so let me keep believing it. Oh, man. Dude, why does everything remind me of Monogatari? Holy shit, I'm getting super Araragi vibes right now. Like, you would have helped anyone, like... You pronounce while staring straight at me, and I am too embarrassed to offer a rebuttal. I guess it's kind of the opposite, like, it is the same, he would have helped anyone, but she wants to think otherwise. Anyway. Well, I guess you can believe what you want. Isn't that right? So if I'm ever in a pinch, you'll come and help me, right? YUMIZUKA asks me, smiling. Oh gosh. To be honest, that would be kind of troubling. Despite what she thinks, I'm not the sort of guy who can do everything. I'm not, but when she faces me with that smile, I don't want to destroy that face she has in me. Yeah, if it's within my power, I'll help you. Yep. Thank you, Tono-kun. I know it's a bit late to say this, but I was really happy because of what you said to me back then. So saying, YUMIZUKA suddenly stops. Naturally, I stop too. I've always wanted to talk to you like this, Tono-kun. Somewhere in her voice was a hint of wistfulness. Perhaps it's because of the red light from the sunset, but somehow, YUMIZUKA looks lonely. What do you mean? You can talk to me anytime. No, I can't. Inui-kun is always around you, and besides, I can't become someone like you, Tono-kun. With that reserved answer, YUMIZUKA draws away from me. I can't become someone like you? Well, my house is this way, so I'll see you at school tomorrow. What the hell? I can't become someone like you. Does she mean in the way that she thinks of Tono-kun, like, that has, like, the power to save her? Does she feel like she can't do the same for him? I don't know. Bye-bye. Smiling, YUMIZUKA waves her hand and begins walking down another street. Huh. Wow, dude. Well, that was totally foreshadowing it saving her later, dude. That's definitely gonna happen. I still think there's something... Ooh, there's something more to her. Because even, like, the way Shiki said she looks lonely. Oh, it's more than that story. Because that story makes sense. Like, okay, like, oh, that's the reason she wants to talk to Shiki so bad and to express that gratitude. Like, okay, sure. But there's something else there. If they're not siblings, it's something. I don't know, dude. I don't know. But either way, we know what's going to happen. So that's, like, another part of her story. It could be just that, so. Anyway, I'm not going to skip this, but we'll see if I keep it in the recording. Let's see. I walk along a different path than the one I usually take. Passing through unfamiliar streets, I slowly approach the Tono mansion. Surroundings are not completely unfamiliar. After all, I had lived here until I was 9 years old 8 years ago. This is not the first time I have taken this path back to the mansion. My feelings are a little complex. The path home is nostalgic yet fresh. Up until just now, I had not looked forward to returning to the Tono household. Now it doesn't seem so bad. Oh, now it doesn't seem so bad. House I lived in until I was 9 years old. Right now, my sister Akiya is in that utterly un-Japanese Western-style mansion. Tono Makihisa, my old man who hated me, and the master of the Tono household died a few days ago. My mother died from illness after Akiya was born, so the Tonos had dwindled down to me and my sister. Being the eldest son, you would think I would stand to become the Tono heir, but I have no such privilege. Become the Tono heir means being bound by a strict upbringing. Also, the fact that, you know, he's not a Tono by blood is like... that's another aspect of not being able to become the heir, so it could be as simple as that, as far as sending him away. Like, I'm gonna make you my replacement son, but go away. Like, I'm gonna focus on Akiha. You know, passing down the tonal secrets and probably controlling her inversion impulse potential, I don't know. I've lost count of the number of times my father scolded me over my dislike of not being able to live freely. That was when I got involved in that accident and my body became weakened. My father saw it as a good opportunity to get rid of me. His reasoning was something along the lines of someone who could die at any moment can't become the heir, even if he is the eldest son. Right. Sadly for my father, I betrayed his expectations by making a recovery, but my sister Akiya was already deemed to be the heir to the Tono household. So I've heard that Akiya, who was already being raised harshly in order to become a proper daughter of the Tono household, received an even harsher upbringing since then. It was a long time ago. I played together with Akiya in the mansion back before the accident. Yes, you did. After that, I never saw her again. Life in the mansion I abandoned 8 years ago. Because yeah, when you think about it, like the idea that Shiki might actually be an Arima, part of the Arimas, or like someone close to the Tonos. Because why else would he be friends with Akiha and Tono Shiki, right? Aren't they? It's an esteemed like family. Like it's a who would be allowed around them? Now they could have just been classmates, but it seems I don't know. It's probably deeper than that. But they wouldn't be classmates because Akiya's getting her private education, right? So it's like could be that. Another thing to consider. But in spite of that, there's one thing that even now continues to burn strongly within my heart, and that is... Did I do Akiya before? Akiya isn't the only person I haven't seen since then. I can't remember all the details because it's been 8 years, but there were other children at the mansion around the same age as me. Yo, okay. I'm pretty sure I hit Akiya before on my first playthrough. I don't remember their names, but there were 2 girls who were twins. Wait, what? Father has once said that he didn't have any relatives, so he took them to work as servants. Oh, that's right. You know, Koaku and Hisui. That's weird. We played together so often when we were small, but I can't remember their names. I closed my eyes and cast my mind back. Wait, this is weird. I remember at the CL route, toward the end of the CL route, Shiki was surprised when Kohaku told him that they were with the family since they were kids, right? Wasn't he surprised at that at the end of the CL route? But here he remembers it. I might just be misremembering something. But yeah, I don't know. I closed my eyes and cast my mind back. Should be able to remember. She was a girl who was always cheerful, so cheerful that you would become cheerful just by looking at her. A girl with a carefree personality who was loved by everyone at the mansion. Is this Kohaku? Because she was close to my age, I got along very well with her, and it seemed like every day we would run around the garden together. Really? Let's play together, Shiki-chan. She would say, and I could remember her taking me out of my room before I secluded myself inside. After I secluded myself. She would often laugh and take shy Akiha's hand, trying to make her play with us. Maybe she was older than the both of us. She would guide me and Akiha to play together, but once we started playing, she would just watch over us. So Shiki remembers this much. Huh. So I was incorrect in the sense that he doesn't remember anything before, but even Akiha's tutor, the harsh butler, would say, I don't mind as long as Beep is with you guys, and let Akiha out to play as if there was no helping it. Huh. Beep. The asterisks. I guess that might be Koaku's name, if that's... I'm pretty sure that's who he's remembering. Like, cheerful, right? Cheerful and remembering the twins. In contrast to that girl was the other one. Hisui, on the second floor. While we played in the garden, there was always a girl looking down at us every time I turned to look at the mansion. She was the twin of that cheerful girl, but she would always gaze at us expressionlessly. The girl would never try to leave the house. All she would do was watch us with those cold eyes. Well, in the end, I only ended up talking a little with her. Poor Hisui, man. I wonder if those girls are still at the mansion. While I think about that, I take a white ribbon out of my bag. An old white ribbon that the girls gave me at the very end. 8 years ago, after I was involved in the accident, the day I was entrusted to the Arima family, right before I was to leave the mansion, the girl gave me this for some reason. Huh. Gave him a white ribbon. And we remember, like, was it Hisui who seemed to walk to the forest for some reason? But she wasn't at the clearing, so where did she go? Right before I was to leave the mansion, the girl gave me this for some reason. I'm just lending it to you, so be sure to return it. Saying something along those lines, she ran off. Afterwards, I was quickly found by one of the servants and taken to the front entrance. With no one to see me off, I walked out of the gates of that giant mansion while the Arima lady held my hand. It was my last memory of when I left the Tono mansion 8 years ago. I put the ribbon back in my bag, but it's been 8 years after all. Not only do I not know if they are still at the mansion, I can't even remember their names. To make things worse, I can't even remember which girl gave me the ribbon. Ah, okay. Still, it's not like it was some important promise or anything, but I want to keep the promise as long as I still remember it. I agreed to return to the mansion because Akiha is now there all by herself. I left her there for 8 years, pushing all responsibility onto her while I selfishly lived freely. Man, who was that promise for? The white ribbon. Okay, I'm gonna remember that. This is so cool. I'm going back because I feel guilty for what I did to her. I didn't exactly plan to use this as an opportunity to do so, but if that girl is still at the mansion, I want to properly fulfill the promise from 8 years ago. It's huge. The words escaped my mouth when I reached the gate. Someone like me, used to living in a normal house, the Tono mansion seems well out of reality. I wonder if I rushed into this. No, it's too late to start regretting things now. The gates aren't locked. I push them open and head towards the mansion doors. They tower oppressively, bearing down on any visitors. Beside the iron double doors is an unmatching doorbell. Alright, shaking off my nervousness, I press it. There isn't any affectionate ding-dong chime from the doorbell. The oppressive silence continues for a few seconds. And the sound of pattering footsteps behind the door indicates someone's presence. We've been waiting for you. Door opens with a creak. Inside is the lobby I remembered and a young girl in an apron. Thank goodness. You're so late, I was beginning to worry that you had gotten lost. I was thinking about going out to meet you if you hadn't arrived by sunset. The girl in the anachronistic apron smiles warmly. No, that's I'm so taken aback by her outdated mode of dress that I can't even form a proper sentence. Okay, Kohaku has the blue ribbon. Because I'm trying to remember the white ribbon. If Hisui doesn't have a ribbon, it might be hers. Perhaps attributing my hesitance to distress, the girl tilts her head a little, because I can't remember if Hisui has a ribbon. You're Shiki-sama, aren't you? Yeah, but you don't have to call me Sama. You are, right? Oh, please don't scare me like that. I was beginning to think I had made another mistake back there. Another mistake. Gives a good-natured laugh. Because I know Kohaku must have a, yep, there she is. Yeah. Wait, does this happen because I choose that choice before? That must be a choice that leads to Kohaku's route, isn't it? Okay, that makes sense. But I don't unlock that after I do arcs anyway, so... I have no basis for this, but she fits the image perfectly. Could it be that you're the girl who played together with us when we were small? I inquired tentatively. Well, I was gonna say, yeah, I feel sad for Kohaku too, because like Hisui,
they've obviously both gone through a lot. Something, right? Maybe they were abused by the Tono father. I don't know. For their lives before, like why they're servants here. Like where the fuck is their family? What happened? It could be that. No, it's definitely the case that Hisui, they've both gone through something terrible, and Hisui is more depressed and like visibly depressed, and Kohaku has her cheerful front to like hide how she's really feeling. I inquire tentatively. She gives a full smile, looking truly happy. Come, you must be tired, right? Please do come in. Akiya-sama is waiting for you in the sitting room. The girl quickly crosses the lobby and heads towards the sitting room. Turning back as if she just remembered something, she makes a bow, a full smile on her face. Welcome home, Shiki-sama. Her greeting is accompanied by her flower-like smile. I can't think of any reply, so I just follow her hesitantly. Guided by the girl, I head to the sitting room. It's as if I'm seeing it for the first time. I don't know if I've forgotten about it in the last 8 years or if they had it refurbished since then. Either way, it feels like someone else's house now, and it's unsettling. As I'm looking around the sitting room, the maid in the apron lowers her head in a quick bow. I brought Shiki-sama with me. Well done. You may return to the kitchen, Kohaku. Thank you. It seems that maid's name is Kohaku. Kohaku-san gives a small bow as if to say farewell and leaves the sitting room. This leaves me and 2 girls I don't recognize. It's been a long time, Nissan, says the girl with the long black hair and sharp eyes. All my thought processes stop at once. My mind goes blank and I can't think of any words of greeting. All I can do is nod with a, yeah. I don't think it can be helped. This Akiha that I had not seen in 8 years is not the Akiha I remember. She's completely transformed into a proper young lady of a noble family. Nissan? The black-haired girl tilts her head slightly. Pathetically, all I can say are dumb-sounding things. My mind is turning in somersaults as I try to recognize the girl before me as Akiha, but it seems like Akiha already recognizes me as her brother. You do not look well. Would you like to rest before we talk? Akiha throws a sharp glance in my direction. Is it just my imagination that she looks like she's in a bad mood? No, I'm alright. I was just surprised at how much you've changed, Akiha. People do change over the course of 80 years, Nissan. We are at an age of change, or did you think we'd remain like back then forever? What is this? I can feel the thorns in Akiha's words. No, you've definitely changed, Akiha. You've become more beautiful than before. That isn't flattering. That's how I really feel. And... Indeed. But you, on the other hand, have not changed much at all. Akiha answers coldly, her eyes closed. Well, I came prepared for something like this. It is as I had thought. It seems Akiha does not think well of me. If you are feeling well, let's finish our conversation. You have yet to hear the details about why you were called back here, Nissan? I read nothing more than a sudden come back to the mansion, where I found out in the papers the old man passed away. The head of a major company dies, it definitely makes it in the financial papers. Word of Tono Makihisa's death reached his son Tonoshiki via the newspaper after the funeral. Even though his relatives hadn't told him, this disinherited son could pick up news of his father's death merely by buying a 100-yen newspaper. Might be cynical of me to say so, but the world has certainly become a convenient place. I'm sorry. It was my fault that you did not get the news about father. Akiha quietly lowers her head. It's alright. Either way, it's not like he would come back from the dead if I went. It's not something you should be worried about. I'm sorry. It's somewhat comforting to hear you say that. Akiha's face is serious, but this is not a topic I care much about. A funeral is a ceremony for those who cannot detach their feelings for the deceased to achieve such detachment. For someone like me who cut off such feelings a long time ago, there is no need. Huh. Who cut off such feelings a long time ago. Calling you back here was my idea. It would be odd for the eldest son of the Tonos to be entrusted to the Arimas forever. Now that father has passed away, the only Tonos by blood are you and I, Nissan. The question is, does she know? She might not know. I don't know what father was thinking when he entrusted you to the Arimas, but he's no longer with us, so there's no longer any need for you to live with them. That is why I had you come back here. That's all well and good, but I'm quite surprised you were able to get our relatives to agree to this. Wasn't it they who came up with the idea of leaving me with the Arimas in the first place? It may be so, but now I am the head of the Tono family. I declined every one of the proposals from our relatives. I would like you to continue living here, Nissan, but this is a place with rules.
You will avoid living the overly casual lifestyle you've been leading up until now.
Haha, I'm afraid that isn't going to happen, Akiha. There's no way I can go back to being some well-mannered gentleman now. Not that I want to.
I would not ask any more of you, but do try to, or are you saying you are unable to do what I already have?
Akiha shoots me a cold look. Feels like she's hitting me with her grudge against me for leaving her here for the last 8 years. Alright, I get it. I'll try my best. Akiha just stares at me as if she doesn't quite believe me.
You do not need to try as long as you get the results.
Her pose is dignified, her words merciless.
Let's get back to the topic. Right now, you and I are the only ones living here. I do not care to have too many people around, so I cleared everyone out.
Eh? Hold on a second. I forgot that, actually. Hold on a second, Akiha. You've cleared everyone out?
You wouldn't want to run into one of our relatives in the mansion, would you, Nissan? I put out most of the servants, but there are enough for you and I, so there are no problems.
Wait, no problems? You're going to get attacked at our family meeting if you do something like that.
Oh, please be quiet. Rather than have the mansion overflowing with people, wouldn't you feel more relaxed with just the two of us here?
Well, it's true that I would feel relaxed, but you've only just become head of the family, Akiha. If you go around abusing your powers like some kind of dictator, our relatives are not going to keep quiet. Even the old man didn't go against their opinions.
Indeed. That's why father entrusted you to the Arimas. I, on the other hand, have despised them ever since I was a child. I am not going to put up with their whining any longer.
I'm going to put up with... Look, Akiha.
Enough. Just listen. You don't have to worry about me. Please just worry about your own life from now on, Nissan. I can see it's going to be difficult for you in many ways.
Akiha says sullenly, looking away a little.
Now then, if there's anything you don't understand, ask her, Hisui.
She looks at the girl standing by her side.
The girl called Hisui bows expressionlessly. This is Hisui. She will be your personal maid from now on. Is that acceptable?
Eh? What, personal maid? You mean...
In other words, she's your servant.
Akiha declares as if it were obvious. Can't believe it. Fitting with the western style of the house, the girl in the maid outfit stands there as if it is natural to do so. Hold on. I'm not a kid, you know. I don't need a servant. I can take care of myself.
Would that include the cooking and the laundry?
Akiha was pretty sharp at pointing these things out.
At any rate, now that you've returned to this house, you will obey my directions. I don't know how you lived at the Arima house, but you're living at the Tono house now.
I like how just the fact that Shiki's like, well, I don't want to do laundry and I don't want to cook, so I guess I'll have a servant. Jesus Christ, dude. Please accept everything given to you. I can't say anything and my eyes drift towards Hisui. As expected, she simply looks back at me expressionlessly like a doll. Oh then, Hisui.
Please show Nissan to his room. Yes, my lady.
Hisui approaches me with a shadow-like lack of presence.
I will guide you to your room, Shiki-sama.
Hisui heads towards the lobby. Sighing, I head off towards the lobby too. We enter the lobby. This mansion is split into east and west wings with the lobby in the middle. The lobby is like the body of a bird whose wings are the halls extending diagonally to the east and west. Each wing is about the size of a small hospital. I remember the house is constructed symmetrically so both the east and west wings have the same floor plan.
The room is this way, Shiki-sama.
Hisui climbs up a flight of stairs. It seems like my room is on the second floor. Come to think of it, the servant's room should be on the first floor of the west wing, so that's probably where Hisui and Kawaku-san's rooms are. Outside, the sun is already set. The girl in the maid uniform walks down the long, dimly lit hallway without a word. Kinda feels like a wonderland. Without thinking, I let my thoughts slip out.
Did you say something, Shiki-sama?
Hisui stops and looks back at me. No, I'm just talking to myself. Don't worry about it. After staring at me, Hisui bows and starts walking again. Is this my room?
Yes. If you are displeased with it, I can arrange a different one for you.
No, there's no way I could be displeased with it. It's just a little, no, really too fancy for me.
Shiki-sama?
It's fine. I'll gladly use this room.
Understood. This room has not been touched since 8 years ago, so I do not believe you will find anything unsatisfactory with it.
There's something a little odd about the way Hisui said that. It's as if she was implying this was once my room. I feel like this was actually capital Shiki's room, original Shiki's room, which is kind of fucked up. In fact, it might explain why he was raging at it, and later in the sale route. Like suddenly he's like, fuck this clock, and like just destroyed the room. It might have been his old room, and at that point the influence was a lot stronger. Oh boy. Hey, is this by any chance my old room?
That is what I have been told. Am I mistaken?
That's a good way of phrasing that, because like, part of it's like, I wonder who really knows the truth and to what extent. But it makes sense that be like, she had just been told. But at the same time, I don't know. It's weird. It's not far-fetched to say multiple people's memories were messed with. Hisui inclines her head to the side slightly. I feel relieved. Seems this girl can express emotion after all.
Well, it might be now that you mention it. I do remember it faintly, so it must be so.
Can't feel any sense of familiarity about this place at all, but I guess that's what it's like after you leave a place for 8 years.
Yeah, I guess so.
I can't get settled here though. Was living in a 6.5 mat-sized room until this morning. It's like I'm staying in some high-class hotel.
I understand how you feel, but please try to get used to it. From today onwards, you are the eldest son of the Tono house, Shiki-sama.
You're right. I've got to do my best so I at least look like it on the outside. With a thump, I drop my bag on the table and stretch my back. Been feeling a little stressed out with everything that's happened so far, but I guess I've got no choice but to adjust from today onwards.
Shiki-sama, all of your luggage has been brought here. Is there anything more you require?
No, not really. Why do you ask?
There was very little delivered. If there's anything you need, I can have it prepared, so please do not hesitate to ask.
I see. No, I don't need anything more for now. I didn't have much luggage to begin with. The luggage is just this bag, these glasses, and textbooks in my bag, and that white ribbon with an unidentified owner. That's all. I'm pretty sure it's... Wait, no, Hisui has the red ribbon in front. Huh. I mean, they may have implied... I mean, he said he didn't remember which one it was, but... Could even be Akiha's, I don't know, but they implied it was one of the twins, so... Ah, that's right. I haven't asked her the important thing yet. Can I ask you something, Hisui?
Yes, what is it, Shiki-sama?
I'm sorry if I'm mistaken about this, but you and Kohaku-san are sisters, right? For an instant, surprise flashes in Hisui's expressionless eyes.
Yes, Kohaku is my older sister.
Really? Great. And that means you two must be the girls who once lived here. I'm so happy that I inadvertently raised my voice. In direct contrast to my joy, Hisui does not move. Hisui? You and Kohaku-san were the children taken in here, aren't you? We used to play together. I wonder if you remember. I close my mouth as soon as I speak. No, the girl I had played together with was the bright and cheerful one. The one who just gazed at us with those cold eyes has to be...
I played together with your sister quite often. Hisui?
Oh. I played together with your sister quite often, Hisui.
Yes, I know. 2 years before you went to the Arima household, Makihisa-sama took in Nesan and I.
2 years before he left, so before the accident and Shiki's recovery. Huh. Hisui speaks as if disinterested. It's good that I know Hisui and Kohaku-san are the twins from my memories, but it seems Hisui doesn't think much of it. I see. I didn't talk to you much. I'm sorry for getting so worked up.
You have nothing to apologize for, Shiki-sama. I must also apologize for my rudeness to you when I was younger.
Hisui lowers her head. I feel really uneasy. I know Hisui doesn't mean to make me feel bad, but I don't know how to respond when the girl the same age as me says that to me.
You have any other requests, Shiki-sama?
No, nothing in particular.
Very well. I shall come to call you in an hour's time. Please relax until then.
As I expected, Hisui says everything with an expressionless face. And 1 hour later, she must mean dinner. And even if she tells me to relax, how would I do that here? Clock says it's around 6 o'clock. Usually I'd be watching TV in the sitting room around this time, but I'm having serious doubts as to whether there's any such thing in this mansion. Hisui, I know it's kind of a trivial thing to ask about, but is there a television in this mansion?
Television?
I definitely remember this. Hisui's eyes narrow slightly. I know I'm the one who asked, but it really is a stupid question. I feel there's something wrong with asking about the presence of a TV in a luxurious mansion like this. Hisui makes a rare troubled face and stares off into space.
There's no television in the sitting room. Some of the visitors did make use of one, but when they departed, they packed it up with their luggage and took it back with them, so I do not believe there are any remaining.
Visitors? Hold on, visitors? Like who? For how long?
Relatives. The eldest son of Kagamina-sama from a branch of the family, Tozaki-sama's third daughter and fiancé, and Kishima-sama's eldest son came to stay for close to 3 years. Kishima-sama's eldest son, huh? And then the eldest son of Kugamina-sama. One of those where our Shiki is from. They stayed for close to 3 years. Interesting. But again, this could be completely after the fact, right? In fact, this is probably in between Shiki's thing at the Arima's and the 8-year gap, so never mind. I don't know, I'm trying to figure things out. 3 years, huh? Hisui, that's what you'd call freeloaders, not visitors. Hisui does not reply. No matter what kind of people... Hold on. Okay. No matter what kind of people these freeloaders were, it seems like servants can't say anything bad about them. Well, at any rate, it seems like those relatives had brought and taken back their own luggage with them. The old man hated the products of modern culture, thinking them all vulgar. There was no way he would ever watch a TV. Akiya, who had been educated by him for the last 8 years, would probably be the same. Great. Yeah, I wonder about that education. I feel like that's gonna be a big yikes when I find out about it. Well, it's not like I'll die without one. Hisui is silent. Like a perfect example for servants, Hisui says nothing unless she is being asked a direct question. This is, of course, kind of depressing for me. I want to make that expressionless face break into a smile somehow, but that seems impossible with just any old half-hearted effort. Oh, there was a library on the first floor of the West Wing, wasn't there? Maybe I'll go find something to read when I have some free time. Hisui does not reply. She just stands there in the doorway. Can't even tell where she's looking. Hisui? Hisui doesn't say a word. Suddenly she looks straight at me. I believe there's one in Ness-san's room. Huh? I have no idea what she's talking about. There's one of what? A television. I remember seeing one in Ness-san's room. Hisui says as if remembering something from many years ago. I see. Kawaku-san does look like the type of person who'd watch those variety shows. But I balk at going to Kawaku-san's room to tell her, let me watch your TV. Sorry, just forget I ever asked. After all, I'll be living here from now on, so I've got to follow the rules of the mansion. God knows what sort of cynical comment I'd be in from Akiya if I started watching television. Seems I'll be leading a scholarly student life fit for a member of the Tono family from now on. Alright, I'll be in my room until dinner, so just come and call me when it's time. You've got other things to do, don't you, Hisui? Hisui nods in assent and turns around. Silently opening the door, she leaves the room. Okay. Let's not skip. Dinner takes place with Akiya and I being face to face. I guess it's natural here as Hisui and Kawaku-san do not eat with us, standing behind us to tend to our needs. I thought it would be natural if all four of us ate together, so you could say I'm caught off guard by this inexplicably tense dinner. I should mention at this point that I've totally forgotten anything related to table manners by now. So I apologize to y'all out there who are like, you should probably skip this dude, but I honestly don't remember where there's relevant information I could probably draw from, so I'm not taking any chances. Like, I skipped up till the point that there was the first choice. I don't feel right skipping after I've already been making choices, so I'm just kind of going to carry on from here, so apologies for that, but that's how I'm going to do it. Well, I do remember little pieces, so it's not like I'm a complete amateur, but humans tend to pack away unused memories into the corners of the mind. Look, that right there. Unused memories into the corners of the mind. I'm reminded of the little Shiki from the end of CL Route. Tension was actually quite thrilling, with every one of my movements causing Akiya to raise an eyebrow. When I think about how I'll have to go through this every day, though, it's really depressing. Finishing dinner, I return to my room. It's still only just past 8 at night. It's too early to sleep, so what should I do? Ah, okay. So last time we watched TV in Kawaku-san's room, I believe this is the point that I actually stopped at in the very first part of my playthrough when I did CL Route, so I'm going to stop here. It's been close to an hour and a half, and I don't want to, like, draw it out too much. But yeah, this is a good start, for sure. I like the way it's going, showing more of YUMIZUKA. I'm probably going to use the CG of her for the thumbnail for this first time, because I like seeing more about her and kind of like what happened back then with Shiki saving her, and probably it's going to happen again once it happens to her again this route, you know, with
Roa going around. And also, we got to deal with Nero as well. Jeez, dude. Fucking yikes. So weird to think of Nero as the side quest in all of this. But again, to think about how far it goes into Roa in CL's route, I wonder to what extent it's going to delve into here. And what Shiki's, if Shiki has to do something similar by the end of it. Really, I wonder that for all the routes, right? Because it's clearly not going to go the same way, because CL route reveals things that you don't learn in Arc's route. Like, as far as Shiki and sharing the life force and Capital Shiki and Roa, that's what I assume. But yeah, I'm very curious how that's going to go. We just gotta, of course, go through these beginning stages of the route. It's gonna be, you know, probably a bit redundant, but you know, there's gonna be little things. Hopefully, I pick up on, and hopefully, we will run into Arc next soon, or that'll be my goal in the next part, to at least make that part a bit longer, so we can, you know, get into a little bit of the route properly. So, but that's where I'm gonna stop it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to share any things if you would like to, and that's it. So, I'll see you next time. Peace.